What's up, fellow foodie lovers, and welcome back to my page. We are on Flight Attendant series number 3. So this video is going to focus on all the nitty-gritty questions you guys have been sending me. Pretty much, is the flight attendant lifestyle job, whatever you want to call it, right for you in your life? That's the question we're going to answer today. And simply to put it, if this is what you want to do and this is your passion and you really, really want it, the answer is yes, duh. But let's get into it. All right, y'all, so I'm going to start with the hardest question I've received from a couple of you guys. Question is, if I have a kid or want to have a child, is this type of work for me? Because I want to spend time with my kid and everything. I don't have a kid, and this is why I say this is a hard question, because I don't have a child, so it's going to be hard to answer this question. But I will say this, flight attendants who I've spoken to in the field, and because I know I want to have kids later down the road, so I've asked this question as well to current flight attendants or flight attendants who's been in the game longer than I have. And short answer for me, I would say yes, it's definitely possible if you have, and only if, because that's the only way I see that it could happen for me, is only if you have a great support system. Your parents, your boyfriend or husband, or whoever it is. If you have a great support system and you want to have a child and be a flight attendant, definitely possible. Number 2, which actually ties into this question, will I have enough time off to be with my family or my newborn baby or children or whatever? Short answer for me, yes. And I think a lot of factors play into this though, like your seniority or how junior you are in your base and what base you're actually in. So many factors play into this. The base that I'm in, Boston, it's a very junior base, so I would say in my past experience for these 6 months that I've been on the job, that what trips I can do and stuff like that and days I can get off, I think my seniority is pretty good for a 6-month flight attendant in Boston. I get many days off. It all depends how you bid. Like this month I have 10 days off straight going into early December. And then the following week, 2 days off. 3 days off the following week. And then 4 days off the week after that. And then I believe 4 or 5 days off towards the end of the month going into, well, I don't know yet, to January because the bid hasn't come out. But yeah, in short, if this is what you really want to do and you're passionate about it, you can do it with a kid, new baby and everything. Because I plan on having lots of kids, y'all. So I'm going to make it work because I love this job. Next question. Are you able to pick your own base? Yes and no. Okay, so if you're an LOD, which is a language of destination speaker, and you qualify for that, I believe there's like a 2-year contract on that or something, or 1 year, I don't even know because I'm not LOD. And you have to pretty much, I'm not LOD, so this is hard, but pretty much you have a contract where you have to stay within that position for how many years? And so you're kind of, I feel like you're more constricted that way. Non-LOD, which I am, I got to pick my own base, but it's within the set bases that they need people to work in. So when I got hired, and I went through training, the only bases available were Detroit, Minneapolis, and Boston. I chose Boston. That's where I'm from. That's where I'm born and raised. So that was an easy choice for me. But yeah, a lot of people who were from Atlanta didn't have that option to pick Atlanta, so they had to pick within those other 3 bases. So that kind of answers your question where you can pick your base, but like 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be where you live. I got lucky. What else? When do you pick your base? I had somebody ask me this. With my company, you pick your base while you're in training. I think it was like the 1st or 2nd week. I can't remember. Training literally just happened 6 months ago and I can't even remember. But yeah, when you're in training, you'll pick your base. What else? Do I have to be gone from home long periods of times? Y'all, when you fill out this application to become a flight attendant, I think they say somewhere in there like, are you willing to work holidays, weekends, whatever? Y'all, there's so many factors to these questions. It depends on your seniority, how junior you are in the base, what base you live in, if you're a commuter or not. Yeah, I'm from Boston and I'm based here, so I'm home a lot, way more than I thought I'd ever be being a flight attendant, because I don't have to commute. My family and everything's here and my base is here. Those who commute, I have a lot of flight attendant friends that I know who live in LA or something like that, or where else? Seattle, Texas. And they all live in Boston. They ended up moving because commuting would have been too hard. I feel like if you're commuting, you're barely gonna see home, because depending on how your schedule is, if you're gonna have to work a 3-day trip and then you're off for just a day or two, you're not gonna go home. You're gonna stay in your base until your next trip, because that makes no sense to trek all the way home, just come back a day after, unless you really miss home and you want to go. But that's very risky. You better make it on time for your trip. But yeah, to answer that question, I think it depends. It depends. If you're lucky enough to live in the city that you're based in, you're gonna see home a lot. If not, as a first-year flight attendant, that's going to be really tough. But it's all worth it, y'all. Forget about that. Next. Let's see. Hairdo. What type of hairdo do you wear on the plane, or do you have to wear for the interview and all this stuff? Simply put, business look. Don't have the hair in your face. If you got short hair, as long as it doesn't touch the collar of your button-up shirt or whatever, you're good. Curly or straight hair, just have it slicked back in a ponytail. Very professional, no flyaways and stuff like that. I will say a lot of these flight attendants who's been in the game for a long time don't follow that rule particularly anymore, but don't look towards them for guidance. But yeah, just business. Look presentable. Look good. Another question I was asked was, do I fly the same routes all the time? Simply put, no. There'll be some routes where you'll do more than once or twice or even 3 times, even more throughout your whole career. But it's not consistent, same route all the time. No, there's none of that. I get flown to different states all the time, and I'm still so excited to do that, because it's like, I still haven't seen a lot of states in the US. So when I see something like, Bozeman, Montana, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Haven't seen it, let's do it. I actually love Bozeman, Montana, y'all. It's such a beautiful place. But yeah, you don't fly the same routes all the time at all. What else? Pay. That's a huge question. Somebody asked me, do you get paid well? How much do you make? And is it worth it to get into the flight attendant industry with that pay? I'm sure if you Google it, you'll see lots of websites, and like, oh, flight attendants don't make money the first year, whatever. There's a lot of factors with that question as well, because it depends. If you have a support system, if you have a man who's making money too, there's so many factors. I'll say for me, as a first-time flight attendant, and with the amount of hours I work sometimes, because sometimes I'll pick up a lot of hours, so like your pay is dope at that point. Let's just say I'm good with pay. All right, I'm good. My paycheck's great. But I mean, a lot of people's might not be. Let me answer this question once and for all. If this is what you want to do and you have a passion for it, the pay is great. Okay? All right, y'all, that's all I have for you today. If you have any more questions, concerns, comments, just leave them down in the comments below. I'll be sure to make a part 2 video, because there's so many questions to this whole flight attendant lifestyle. I'll probably be doing more and more videos answering these questions in the future as well. So leave your comment down below and I'll hit it in the next video. As always, stay tuned. Bye.